Peace, everyone. My name is Indira Alves, and I am an organizer for the Party for Socialism and Liberation. I have a 10-year-old son. Like many parents, I'm left in limbo for the coming school year. Earlier this week, Government Raimundo says she is pushing to reopen schools in August. She says she is not willing to say it's safer for us to keep our kids at home because she doesn't know if it's true. Doesn't she know the U.S. surpassed 150,000 COVID deaths? That nearly 4 million people in the U.S. have fallen ill? That we are leading in cases in the world? The way they are framing it is that we, the parents, want our children to go back to school during a pandemic because we want to go back to our workplace without any meaningful relief. But is it really? Because the federal government and state governments haven't provided anything to us but a $1,200 stimulus check. Why are parents, families, and workers across the country being forced to choose between their own health and having a job? In the richest country on the planet, a single check is not enough to cover a month's rent or mortgage. It's not enough to ensure our children have roofs over their heads. The government hasn't provided free and reliable Wi-Fi services to all its students, wasn't able to get laptops to every single student, wasn't even able to provide essential workers with proper personal protective equipment during the middle of a global pandemic. It's being reported as parents versus teachers, but let's not get it twisted. Parents and teachers are on the same side. I support our teachers to not reopen schools, bullshit on Raimundo, and the state's lack of responsibility during this pandemic. If they really cared about us, they wouldn't be forcing people to go back into school, to work. If they really cared about working class people, they would be listening to us. It's more apparent that in this so-called home of the free, land of the brave, that it doesn't care for its working class compared to other countries. And I'm talking socialist countries are leading in fighting the virus. In Cuba, 13 out of their 15 of their provinces do not have a single case of COVID. There have been 87 people who died in Cuba, but Cuba's population is 11.2 million. Cuba's healthcare system didn't even collapse. In fact, they sent doctors to Italy, Togo, Guinea-Bissau, Cabo Verde, Pakistan, and more. In Cuba, it's not a question of whether wearing a mask is denying one's freedom like it is here, but a logical way of minimizing spread. It's Cuba's socialist government that guarantees people to a home and to free universal health care. How is it that the richest, freest country in the world can't do that for us? Vietnam has not had a single death due to COVID. Why? Because instead of telling its people to stay home for 3 months to survive on their own, they delivered groceries to their people, made sure their people had the means to quarantine. How many months has it been here? 4 months in the so-called technology advanced United States, and we don't know any more than we did 3 months ago. We have 50 million people that are unemployed. Meanwhile, in just the last 4 months of this pandemic, the top 1% has made $600 billion. And what did we get? We got a one-time payment of $1,200. Meanwhile, 30% of homeowners missed their June housing payments, and at least 20 million tenants could not pay their rent. Did you make $600 billion in the last 3 months, 4 months? So what are we gonna do? We need to continue to turn out on the streets, continue to support our teachers, mobilize and organize, demand a cancellation of all rent and mortgages. If you aren't in an organization, join one. The capitalists don't outnumber us, right? They just out-organize us. So we need to continue to build a revolutionary moment that's power enough to take down this whole damn system. To build a new one, a socialist system based on the people's needs and not landlords' greed. Thank you.